All right, it looks like I'm live. So I thought I would try this um, as a live stream. We'll see how it works. Hopefully, everybody can hear me. um, so yeah, here we go. Started a vlog, not a blog, and I got a lot of great um, insight from folks over the past couple of days. I made the announcement on LinkedIn yesterday officially that I was going to do this, and I'm going to stick to it. And I think relatively close to the end of the day, I think this is kind of a nice bit of a diary wrap up for me to not only get a little nostalgic about stuff in the past and how I got here, which is why I think a lot of people will find this vlog or this channel interesting. Is how do you get to be here? But also, I feel like um, there's some end of the day Mister Rogers esque things that we could do when we're re- revisiting things from the day or the week or whenever I decide to kind of throw on the camera and do this. And I feel like right now is a good time. It's the end of the day. It's about 4:50 on Wednesday. And I had a couple of good conversations earlier today that really revolved around um, how did we get here? Isn't this amazing? And I've met so many people in this industry that are great. It's the biggest, smallest industry at the same time. Everybody knows everybody. If you don't know them, you've heard of them. LinkedIn's a very interesting place. There's a lot of firsts and seconds in the live events world, and that translates across corporate events, AV, hotel AV, install AV, concerts, touring, theater. I mean, everything. It's 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 a very interesting and close, tight knit family, and I'm very happy to be a part of it. And a couple of conversations over the past couple of weeks, and even today had one earlier. Um, and bumped into an old friend from high school earlier today, uh, and ultimately, started to talk about wanting to help mentor kids essentially to get into this type of industry. So in the beginning, when I realized this is what I wanted to do, I can remember being at sporting events, Bruins games, and essentially really loving what was going on other than just the game, the music, the lights. At the old Boston Garden there wasn't a lot of pomp, but there was a lot of other stuff, and it really got me into it. And then going to certain events, and there's the music beforehand and light shows and things, and you go to a concert and there's all the ambiance before everything happens, and I always wanted to be a part of that. I don't know why I didn't want to be in the band. I don't know why I didn't want to be on stage. I always wanted to be a part of what put the show together as a little kid. Um, and I was lucky enough to get the opportunity to go to a vocational high school. I went to South Shore Vocational Technical High School, which is now just South Shore Technical in Hanover, Massachusetts. And it was an amazing opportunity for me. I absolutely loved my time at the Voc, and I still give back every day. I've been giving back every year since I graduated, and I've been involved with the Alumni Association since we started it in 2019. It's an amazing place. I can never fully give back what I owe them for the education they gave me and the experience that they gave me. So understanding that I wasn't the best student in the middle school years, junior high years. I don't know if it's ADD, I don't know what it is, but I really didn't like to sit at a desk all day and do things that a teacher was basically saying, you got to do this, you got to do that. And I think my mom knew that and was the one who introduced the concept of a vocational school to me for high school. And when I saw that they had electronics class and that they had um, all these things that I could do to really be creative and not be stuck at a desk all day, but really use my mind, I knew that that was going to be the best possible place for me to grow. And what an amazing 4 years I had there. I learned a lot about things that I was passionate about, electronic engineering, um, which the interesting track is our class only had 6 or 7 uh, kids in it, really, in our grade, our class of 2001. My electronics class was very small because our upperclassmen had a very large class, so we had to have a very small one. Freshmen were paired with juniors, and sophomores were paired with seniors, and you had your academic weeks at the same time and your shop weeks at the same time. And uh, the the fact that we were such a small class was amazing for us because we got to work together a lot on some cool things, and we got a lot of one-on-one time with our instructors. Mr. Wilkinson, our related teacher, and Mr. Wood, for the majority of my time there, was our shop teacher, and then Mr. Johnson at the end, the end of my senior year. They were amazing role models for us, and anytime we showed any kind of interest in something that maybe wasn't along the straight and narrow of just electronic engineering, they harbored that, and they basically said, they incubated it. They were like, if you had a germ of an idea, they would figure out how to make it come true. And got to a point where I really wanted to do the live event technology stuff. I had this idea that I wanted to do music and the announcements for basketball games and for football games, um, and the school was like, sure, let's let them do it. And my teachers were like, let's see what kind of equipment we would need, and let's talk to some subject matter experts that we may know. And they really let me run with it, um, which led to a field trip that we had at the TD Garden. At the time, it was called the Fleet Center. 2000-ish time. Fleet Bank was still around, and TD hadn't taken over yet, or whomever. I think Bank of America ended up taking over, but it was still called the Fleet Center. And one of our co-op folks was administrators was a ball boy for the Celtics in their heyday, and he had a championship ring, and he always wore it to school. And he knew the people at the Fleet Center to basically get us into the control room, to get us to meet some of those folks in case that was a track that some of us were very interested in. And boy, let me tell you, as soon as we walked into that place, I said, this is where I need to be for the rest of my life. I need to be doing this. Luckily for me, I just attached myself to John Mitchell, who was the director of AV there. I don't know what his title was then. I don't even know if that's still his title now, but he's the boss of everything game pres and production. And here I was, a 17-year-old kid, and I was just like, I want to be a sponge and learn everything that I can from you. And he was very gracious, and he was very, anything that he could impart, any wisdom that he could give, he did. I learned Avid. I learned analog editing, linear editing, nonlinear editing. I learned a lot about camera shading. I learned about PTZ cameras in the year 2000 when they were like super expensive and extremely difficult to get your hands on. I'm sitting there driving, some of these PTZs back in the day that were hanging from the scoreboard. Unbelievable things. Learning a lot about character generators and really broadcast in general. Just how the broadcast world works. And I'll never forget those days. I remember every single day I was there, I could tell you every job that I did. I could tell you, maybe not every team that the Bruins or the Celtics played, but I remember a lot of highlights, and those days stick with me forever. I literally had the best job, my dream job, as my first job, and and I have not forgotten that one bit. And I love John. He's a great guy, John Mitchell, Mitch. Absolutely amazing human being. Still talk to him fairly regularly, but hopefully if he sees this, he knows that he played a gigantic part in who I am today. And I think about him often. He's a great guy. But that really led me to my next step after graduation from vocational school. And even during those years after my co-op at the Fleet Center, um, uh, I started to develop a really good friendship with the director of our drama club, Jerry Bova, and he knew what I was doing at the Fleet Center, and he was very savvy to that, and was like, "We would like to add some much higher end tech to our um, to our play this year." Normally they get some stage lights and some sound cues. He was like, what would it take to do some cool stuff, and what kind of ideas do you have?" And uh, we did some crazy things. I mean, we're talking the year 2000, 2001. In focus projectors were pretty much the only kind of LCD projector you were going to get anywhere. There was not the plethora of projectors you can get these days. And boy, let me tell you, it was so difficult uh, trying to learn about things that were really beyond what my electronics teachers could do, or what they knew. But they would they would find the right people that could get me the things that I needed, and that could get me the information that I needed to make things happen that I was thinking of in my brain. And we were doing projection on different surfaces. We had TV screens in Windows. We had video switchers that were running um, synced up content. I mean, this is like in the year 2000 with no money, no budget. Laptops weren't like readily available yet. We were still using desktops for everything. I mean, this was an insane endeavor, but the school believed in me, and my teachers believed in me, and Jerry Bova believed in me, and we did some incredible shows. Even after I graduated, we came back. Um, 2002, we did more projection, more audio cues. 2003, we did a musical for the first time in the school's history, and we did a full on. We had moving lights. We had media server that I had built so that we could run content, and I could hit cues for specific things when certain things during the show were happening. I mean, unbelievable stuff. And I owe everything that I am today to my teachers at South Shore Vocational, to Jerry Bova, for just giving me everything that I needed. Uh, if I was, you know, if I was in this place where, man, I just don't know. I have this idea. I don't know if I can figure it out. He'd be like, "Well, what do you need? What do you need me to do? What can I help you with?" And sometimes that's all you needed, was someone to just say, "What can I help you with?" Even if that person had no idea what you were talking about, which Jerry never did have any idea what I was talking about. He did not speak tech at all, and that helped me. That helped me learn how to not. I don't want to say dumb things down. It's not a nice way to say it, but a skill that I learned from Jerry Bova was how to explain an extremely technical process to somebody that just doesn't understand all the jargon and doesn't understand anything. And let me tell you, that has become um, an incredible resource for me, and a differentiator for me as a person, to be able to walk into a broadcast room with a whole bunch of broadcast folks and be able to speak to them, but then also be able to speak to the accounting team or the procurement team, or people that maybe don't understand what is what's actually happening, what the electrons are doing, what the gear does. A lot of people don't care, and because of Jerry, I was able um, to develop those skills, and I appreciate that more than he'll ever know. But the beginning was really about educators and mentors that were really open to anything. They were really open to uh, any ideas that I had. They were there to put up guardrails for me and to create something special. Um, I think that uh, now that I'm of a certain age and I've been in this industry for 25 years this year. Um, I want to make sure that I'm that person, that I'm like John Mitchell at TD Garden, and that I'm like Jerry Bova at South Shore Tech, and that I'm at least here as a resource. And even if I don't know what somebody's talking about, or how something gets put together, or how something goes together, at least I'm here to say, well, let's figure it out together, and let's let's lock arms and do this. Let's get it done. What do you need? What can I get you? Can I connect dots for you? Can I run cable for you? Can I make a call or two for you? Um, and that's a lot about what this vlog is going to be, is giving back and making sure that there's a roadmap for people that want to get into this industry and want to do really cool things and don't feel like there's a brass ring, don't feel like it's a bunch of nepotism, or that you know there aren't options, because there are a lot of options. So the beginning for me really stems from educators and mentors that were very open-minded and very open to um, getting me the tools that I needed, and just to listen and give me a chance. Jerry Bova gave me a lot of chances. I blew up a projector in our lecture hall, got him in a lot of trouble, and I'm sure that cost a lot of money back then. But he didn't even shrug. He was like, "Whatever. Let's." We learned our lesson. We'll never do it again. We never blew up another projector. 19 years after that, but it was that kind of safe space, and here I am. I want to give back that safe space. I want to be that person. And if I can help just one person, one more Mark Consiglio in the world find their place, then I'll be happy. I'll be a very happy person. Um, so that is kind of a quick beginning story. I'm not even really sure how long I've been talking, almost 20 minutes. So education does play a big part in this world. I don't necessarily think that you have to have a college degree to do what we do. I think the hands-on experience is something that um, goes a lot farther, especially in the people that I'm particularly looking for. I like experience over degrees, but your education does mean something, and I won't hold it against you if you went to a 4, 6, or whatever year college, or if you got out of a vocational school and you jumped right into a union. I'm never going to hold that against somebody, either of those choices. So I do think it's important that you get experience and you get those XP points growing up, so that the older you get and the more experienced you get, you go back and remember those things. Um, but I don't necessarily think that anyone's path should be judged. Everybody gets to certain places based on whatever choices they decided to make, and we have to respect that. And I hope that the choices that I've made and the career path that I've had would be uh, you know mapped out for other people to maybe think, oh, this could be a good choice, or this could be a good place for me. So um, I think with that we'll end. I'm not going to get into the college years yet. I think we'll get through high school, the beginning. Maybe we'll do the beginning part 2 and talk about the college years and the people I met there, and people that I still talk to this day. But in ending this chapter, this episode, I have to thank John Mitchell, Mark Chambers at the Fleet Center, and TD Garden now. You guys are awesome. I think about you all the time. And everyone at South Shore Tech. I still talk to those guys to this day. I'm still fighting for them to get their new school, which looks like they're going to get a very nice new school in a few years. And being a resource for the alumni there, and just making sure that they've got the resources they need as well. I appreciate immensely what that school did for me and the teachers there and the staff and even the students. So I'm here for them forever. And obviously my parents, my family, them being behind me and saying this is where we feel like you should be. I think you're the type of student to go to a school like this. If I hadn't listened to them, I definitely wouldn't be here. I have no idea what I would be doing, but I would not be here. So with that, we'll wrap that up. We're almost 22 minutes. Hopefully this means something to somebody. I do like the therapeutic aspect of getting this out and talking about it. So that's it. That's the beginning. That's how I got into the industry officially as a pro. And maybe the next time we'll talk about the college years and how we expanded beyond just that barrier of entry and being an intern and being a student. So thanks everybody if you're watching this or if you've made it for 22 minutes. I really appreciate it. Hopefully this helps somebody. Let me know if there's anything I can do better here, or if there's more information, or if I need to slow down or talk faster or smoother or whatever. Open to constructive criticism. So with that, thanks everybody, and have a great day.